Hey guys, it's Emily. Welcome back to my channel. This is the second video for my advent calendar series. If you missed the other one, I'll leave it down below, but pretty much my husband took control of my singles, and all throughout December I get to use them in a whole different way because I don't know what he put in each box. In each one of these there are 3 shadows and I just need to make them work, and they need to be the star of the show. I can't just like hide them behind the companion palettes that I'm using alongside my singles. And if you're curious about those ones, I have the Raw Beauty Christie ColourPop at Foresight palette, and then I'm using this one as like my transition and just to make things more wearable than just relying on the 3 colors that he chose. So if you again missed the first one, I'll leave it down below. I still don't know the correct format that I want to do these videos, so I think last time I did 2 where it was just like a time lapse with music, and then I did one where it's just like here's what I ended up doing. This first look, I'm at least going to show you like the thought process because honestly I don't know what I'm going to do. So the colors that I'm working with today, we have one of my favorite singles. If I could recommend like the top 3, this would totally be in it, but this is Sephora Collections number 12, and it is from the Effect line. So it's like this really intense gold pressed glitter shimmer situation, but it does not budge. It's so intense and it does not budge. It's beautiful. I also have a very subtle, soft, kind of like a rose taupey purple. It's in the shade Charade 1 from NARS. And then the final color I have is from a Kaja trio from the, I think this one is from Chocolate Dahlia. So I have a pretty soft, subtle look. I have 2 pretty cool toned shadows, and then I have this one, but it's not really warm. I feel like it's very neutral gold because it doesn't really pull very yellow or warm. So I think I'm gonna go more cool tone today. And I started off already with my eyeshadow primer. From Anastasia, and we're just gonna dive into this. So the first color I'm going into, I think, is going to be this crease color. It's called Crease from the Natasha palette, and I'm gonna use that as like my outer corner and then blending into the crease and a little bit above. I don't know if I want to go very deep with this look just because the 3 colors he chose are all pretty like soft and subtle, so maybe I'll just do a nice soft and subtle look for, what's today? Wednesday. Yeah, I could do that for a Wednesday. Plus I feel like this NARS color is going to be hidden, which is not my intention. Like I want these colors to have like their moment, but I think today's gonna, maybe that one might be hidden a little bit. Alright, so I just used that. It's like the most soft color for like a transition color in a crease. This is it's the perfect like neutral. It leans a little cool, but I feel like in general, the Natasha palette is just very neutral. I'm gonna then go into this NARS one, and I'm gonna use that in the crease as well, just to maybe bring a little bit more of that purple, but I'm not sure how much you're gonna see it. Can you see that one? Yeah, you can. It just turns very like gray. Alright, now for these other 2. This one could easily be like an inner corner color. I think that's what I'll use it for. Yeah, I could use it for an inner corner. That's this one here. And then I have that gold, which you can see there, which is pretty intense. So, I don't know what to do. Alright, so I'm going to use the gold. I'm just going to use it with my finger. You guys can actually see it in action because I love this color so much. I am going to go into, I think, this smoke color just to have a little bit more dimension in that outer corner. So I think that'll help bring the look together a little bit more. Yeah, already that just intensified things. I think you lose a lot of that NARS one though. Alright, and then for my Kaja color, that is the inner half of my lid. Ooh, which actually is really pretty. I forget how much punch this little shadow has. Alright, so I am going to do the rest of my makeup and then come back to finish the lower lash line. I'm going to do the lower lash line pretty simple. I'm just going to use that same deeper color as like the outer bit, and then I'm going to attempt to use more of this NARS so it can pop a little bit more, and then I'll use this one as like my inner corner like I planned. So that's my plan. Let's see how it turns out, but I'm going to use this one a little bit on the lower like third of my lid. Make sure I blend it upwards into the outer crease. Just going to use a little bit of this NARS also. And then from my inner corner slash like the inner third, I'm going to use this Kaja color. I love this one so much. I'm going to use a little bit more of this as like kind of lift it up into my crease just so you can see a little bit more, but I feel like it just blends to gray. For mascara, I've been trying out this Kaja one, which is okay. I feel like it's best as a lower lash line mascara. It's a little wet for my liking, but I'm hoping as it dries it'll be better. But it's not the worst thing, it's just not my favorite. I think I was spoiled with the Anastasia one for so long that I forget sometimes mascara can just be finicky, you know? For lips, I'm going to use this one here. It's the Dior Stellar Shine in 535, which is like this, it looks like a brown with shimmer, but you put it on, it's very sheer. I love this color so much. Alright. And that is the finished look. I'll make sure to put a picture of it in regular daylight so you can see, but that's it, and I'll see you tomorrow. So, I'm kind of nervous about today's advent calendar. Dave is waiting for me, and we are about to go to a winery. I spent all morning doing some schoolwork. I finished my final project 2 weeks early, which feels awesome, so we're gonna go like somewhat celebrate, but I need to do my eye makeup, so I'm hoping it's not too crazy because I'm about to go to a winery. First look looks okay, just depends on what that third color is. So I'm gonna quickly go in the other room and see what we have. Okay, so let's see what my 3 shades are. The first one we have is one of my Adept colors in ACM 18. We have this other Adept color, which is ACS 23, which is like the exact same color as a shimmer. And then I have this other, oh, I think this is Makeup Forever. Yeah, it's the Makeup Forever Artist Shadow in I-524. So I lucked out. I could have gotten something completely different, but this is what we got. We have those 2 colors, which are identical. One's just the matte version of the shimmer, and then I have this one. So I'm actually excited because we're going out and I don't have to look like a crazy person. So that's what I'm going to do real quick. I'm going to make it real simple on myself. We'll have this as like the outer corner transition. I'll put this on the lid, that in the corner. Super easy, which is perfect since we're about to have a date. So that's what's happening. Okay, so here's today's very rushed look. I feel like it looks better in person. What do you think, babe?
Looks like I punched you in the eye.
It is very red. The matte as my outer corner crease, I use the shimmery version of that burgundy as like my lid, and then so I use that light color in the center of my eye, and then as my inner corner highlight look. So that's what it is. Everything else is pretty muted. It looks very bold. But we're gonna go have some wine, so I don't mind. Good morning. I don't have a ton of time to get ready, so I'm going to do it somewhat quick. And today I actually do have a look for work where it's a silver and gold look, and I haven't peaked quite much besides this very sparkly shade, which is appropriate, but I might have to pull in some other things to wear for work today. We don't always do these like theme days. We just do it maybe once every few weeks, but we have like this really fun like holiday calendars, and that's what today is. So let's see what we have. We have first this ColourPop shadow, which is Hungry Ghosts, which is so sparkly. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, you can. It's so sparkly, and it's pretty much like a pressed kind of loose glitter. The next one we have is another color from my Lucky palette from ColourPop, and then the final one is this purple from ColourPop called Earth Shine. So I don't quite have a silver and gold look for today. I could probably use this one as like my outer corner, grab a gold to put on my lid, use this as my lid shade, and then do something with the purple, but we're gonna try to make it work. Also, new update with that Kiehl's moisturizer. I think I'm getting a reaction from it. So I don't know if you can see, but there's been like these little tiny bumpy rashy bits all over my cheeks and forehead. And I was like, what's something new that I've been using? And I think it might be that. So I had only used it like twice, and I noticed instantly almost that my face was just like, my skin wasn't looking nice. It was looking very dull and dry, and then yesterday I started noticing the little bumps. So I'm not going to continue on with that Kiehl's journey, but I just wanted to give you that update. This, I think this is a JD Glow shadow in Excalibur on my lids to have my gold, and then I'm going to use this Sephora collection number 12 as like my inner half. I'm really nervous about using glitter. I had a really bad eye infection a couple years ago from glitter, and so I'm nervous to use that one. So I think I'll put it more on the center of my lid because I'm really nervous to put it on like the inner corner. Okay, so I got my gold. I still need to use two of those colors. So I'm gonna try and use this ColourPop and like a glitter on top of everything. Oh my god. Whoa. It does seem to be like sticking fine. Hopefully none goes in my eye. That's where we're at right now. Everything is just so glittery, and it seems very top heavy, so I'm gonna have to do something on the bottom. And I'll probably use that purple there, maybe? Is that what I'm doing? Oh, this glitter is all over my face. So this is the final look. It is so glittery. Glitter is all over my face. Oh yeah, you can definitely see that there. So that's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. I definitely accomplished my silver and gold look. It'll definitely the gold. And then the silver, you can kind of see in the glitter, and then I did use a little bit in my inner corner. But I think I did pretty well with the extra challenge. You can definitely see at least the glitter in the olive green. You can kind of see the purple shining through in little bits, but I think I did well for what I had, and I have to get going. So thank you so much for tuning into this video. Stay tuned for the next installment of my advent calendar. Hope you're liking it so far, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!